Welcome back to Pop News HQ. I'm your host, Sharmeen, and I'm joined by Abdullah. So let's get into the roundup from the news of the week. What do we have, Abdullah, in our tech segment?
Starting off, we have the tech segment with Samsung Galaxy Z Fold, technically 6. But
That's the fold phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you're doing right now is a flip phone. This is the fold phone.
Oh.
And this is the Z Fold 6, but technically it's a special edition. And it's priced just over $2,000. It's only being released in South Korea, but there's speculation that it might be released in China. My confusion for this is they just released the Z Fold 6. Slightly increased the screen, put a 200 megapixel camera. Fair enough. Good
Is that
stuff.
a lot?
I think so. I think an iPhone's like 40, if I'm not mistaken.
You're kidding?
Yeah, but
how,
Apple camera is just something
Apple
else,
camera
right?
looks like
Yeah.
amazing compared to an Android camera, though.
Debatable.
Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. I don't know enough.
Full Apple boy right here, but
I mean, this is not Apple law. Don't look at this, but my phone is.
Android cameras, in my opinion, are also killing it. Not on third-party apps like Instagram or Snapchat, but I do feel in the native apps they are doing very well.
Fair.
But that's a whole separate debate. I think right now, I just feel it was a bit unnecessary for them to release a new phone so soon after. Like, you don't take out a flagship phone mid-year, and especially if it's limited edition just for South Korea, it just feels a bit forced.
Samsung is Korean, though, South Korean, if I'm not mistaken.
So what makes me think is maybe they weren't sure about the hardware, because sometimes I believe companies do this even though they've never said so. I believe they take out certain hardware where they're not sure how it's going to perform. So they took it out in their hometown, which is Korea. And God forbid there's like the Samsung Note 8 that started blowing up everywhere. I think if they're fearful of stuff like that, they first take out and this also, again, it's a limited, it's a special edition phone. So there are only a certain amount of pieces that come out. I believe it maybe to test new hardware stuff.
You think they're running a beta test?
Of a sort.
Interesting.
Just to see if there's like any issue with such a high performance camera maybe, or they feel like they're trying to increase the screen size. Maybe they've had to reduce battery size because of that. Maybe make it more compact. I don't know. There could be a lot of stuff. I could also just be making like sweeping statements. I personally believe this is the only reason they take this out. Unless they had like some extra phones and they just want to experiment, which doesn't seem like them.
Yeah.
They take out flagships and that's their phone usually.
Yeah.
Or then
they don't
phones.
do Apple and just make modifications and release.
Yeah,
they don't do that.
This is like a very odd thing. So I felt like, okay, cool. But let us know, would you buy it? I personally would. I cannot wait to buy this fold phone one day. The second I get off Apple, I will definitely buy it.
What if Apple ever release like the fold?
100%. Then I don't need a Samsung.
Fair.
Then I will stay. That's like a dream come true.
Fair.
But speaking of Apple, for the Apple fans, iOS 18.1 is set to launch this week, and that is going to be getting us notification summaries and a much smarter Siri. But speaking of smart Siri, we have Apple Intelligence, which should be coming in iOS 18.2. And iOS 18.2's first beta was released right now.
Okay.
And
have you tried it?
No chance.
No
I do
chance?
not.
Why?
I like tech, but I don't like messing with my own tech.
Fair.
So I don't like
That's
the
fair
betas on my
point.
phone and all. So the new AI features are set to launch in this update, and you have ChatGPT integration in your phone, which is something new.
So instead of going on the website, I just have to talk to Siri and
100%.
Interesting.
It's going to be very interesting, and you're going to have open access to Apple's image generation tool, which we saw was in the Google Pixel, for example. So if you say that, like you're sitting right here on this set, and we say make it look like another set, it could change everything here.
Interesting.
The image generation would be something that the computer is doing for you, which is very interesting. Then they'll also have the Genmoji, which is like creating an emoji, so you can be like, I want to see a donut ice cream sandwich.
And it'll make it.
And it will make you that emoji, and then you can just send it to your friends, which is very cool. And there'll also be visual intelligence, where you can use your phone camera to be like, what is happening? And they'll show me I have a very nice cameraman and a camera in front of me. So it has very cool stuff that's going to be coming out. But again, this is just in beta testing right now.
I have ethical concerns in the sense that, no, hear me out.
Let the technology do its thing.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
You know how Instagram has finally put a thing where if an image is AI generated, you're supposed to say it is? You see what I mean?
Dude, funny you mentioned that. It's not written in the script. Apple said,
Huh.
and they took out a statement. This is on the same website that I get all my
Huh.
stuff from. I'm reading stuff. There was an article where Apple spoke about, where do we draw the line? That if we say, okay, this needs to be removed from this picture,
Yeah.
how is it ethical, and where does one draw the limit of should we be allowing this to happen?
Yeah.
So this is a debate that is happening.
So they are thinking about it.
Everyone's
So they're
thinking
not
about
just casually
this.
not thinking about it.
No. It's not one of those
I
things.
always get like an impression that those big tech companies don't care anything about ethics.
No,
It's like
they
money.
only care
Yes.
about ethics. Why do you think we stopped getting chargers? It's because they care about us.
They care about the environment and not
Yeah.
caring about cutting costs.
No, not at all. What would make you ever think that? Next, we have Tiger Woods, his TGL, which is the Tomorrow's Golf League. It was supposed to debut last year, but due to the location issues, I never thought this is something such big companies would also have. The location fell through, and they decided to delay it by a year. So the TGL is by Tiger Woods alongside Rory McIlroy. Yes, I knew how to pronounce that. And the TGL is going to be a new tech-infused golf league. So I think it's very interesting. I don't know how entertaining golf fans may feel about like Top Golf with a virtual screen and just hitting balls. But I think for us tech fans, it's very cool to see the mainstream media and shows start to use, like we had virtual productions come in, like I think like a few years ago. And that was really interesting as well, because you had like screens instead of green screens. And now we're having green screens instead of like big golf courses, I just feel it's going to be very interesting. I'm very excited to see it, even though I'm not a huge golf fan.
I was about to say, are you into golf?
Not at all.
Neither.
I don't even know what a birdie, a tee. I just hear these words. I don't know what they are. Yeah. So I don't know what they are.
I know a term called par 4, but I don't really know. I think my dad has told me what it is, but I don't really know what it means.
I think a par 4 would be if you get it in 4 like pars.
Four swings?
Yeah, that's what I think. Like,
That's a
you
fair
do the
guess.
one big one, and then you do the one medium one, and then you're on the green, and then, like 2 tries, so that's 4 I'm guessing.
Fair.
And if there are any golf fans out there, a lot of my family plays golf. I'm so sorry if I butchered this.
Please feel free to correct us in the comments, though.
Yeah, but
we'll
just
learn.
be nice. Be nice.
Yeah,
we're
please.
learning over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know if you'd watch something like that as a golf fan or as a tech fan. Because see, as a golf fan, I may have not liked something like that because I don't know if I'd like that hybridness of it. But I think as a tech fan, it's very cool to see tech integrated into sports with like
I
so
feel
much
like-
data coming in now
I feel
as
like
well.
purists might not like it as much.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, that removes the purpose of the sport.
And like the whole like golf is like a game of patience. Like I feel like purists don't like the whole top golf aspect, and you just hit as hard as you can wherever you can,
In a weird way, kind of reminds me of Wii Sports back in the day, where you
Yeah.
could, with the little controller thing,
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
go like that. Like, yeah.
Well, if the PGA people are looking for the new TGL, they're looking for some professional golfers, because this is all professional golfers. Maybe they can look at Shameen with a Wii remote, and she can. For all you know, you do a really good swing, because it's all about hitting hard, right?
I mean, I only played tennis on the Wii
Dude,
Sports
if
thing.
your
I
s-
never played golf.
if your swing is good, who cares what sport? If you can do that,
With the little guys that would go like this when
of
they're
course.
waiting. I love that.
and the no feet,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the little bowling pin type humans, and they just hop around.
Yeah, I love those.
Lovely. But that is all for the tech segment. Let us know what you thought about any of these tech updates and whether any of these are important to you as they are to me. Please, Shameen.
And with that, let's get into entertainment. So following the news of Liam Payne's death last week, One Direction's albums are re-entering the UK charts, according to Billboard. I know I was listening to a lot of One Direction in the wake of hearing about his death, only because it's like, I came across a meme, funnily enough. It was not a meme. It's like a post type of thing, like on
Yeah.
Tumblr, back in the day. And it was a picture of One Direction on tour, I remember. And it said, in 50 years, this was in 2013. I remember seeing that original one. In 50 years, we're going to be telling our daughters something like that about our boy band. You know how it is, like
Yeah.
really sentimental. And that we'll be hearing that one of them passed away. And then they added
dude,
on
I
to
got
it,
chills, but that's sad.
saying
that's
that
really
I
sad.
did not think that this would be happening now. And
Yeah.
I also got chills. And after that, pretty much all I listened to was One Direction. So naturally, I'm sure, like myself, a lot of people are feeling that. And like, in a weird way, I was like, yes, I'm kind of grieving for that era, because I mean, I was like, from the ages of 13 to about 18.
Yeah.
This is pretty much my entire teenagehood, I guess. And I'm sure a lot of people felt the same. So I'm not surprised that they're re-entering the chart. They're not at number 1 yet, but like, I think it's a Take Me Home has now re-entered at number 12. So it's getting up there.
I was gonna say, like, you're saying that you've been listening to it lately and all, whereas I have a complete separate life. And even in my life, a lot of people were like, oh, like One Direction. I'm not talking about just posting on the stories or something.
Yeah.
We're going for a drive to,
listen
anywhere, and you're like
Story of My Life, Night Changes. I mean, it all kind of
non-stop.
applies.
Everyone is starting to play it now.
That reminds me, Story of My Life, Liam sings like a lyric where he says this would be written on my stone. It's really scary. It's like, oh my God, I just feel so sad. I don't want to get into conspiracy theories because
I was just gonna say, if there's a conspiracy theory, I'm not down for this.
I don't want to get into it because it's just sad that he's so young and he passed away.
No, and I also think, if a songwriter, like I think
he used to write the
Avicii
songs.
also said, one day we leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. So I mean, death is inevitable. So I think everyone does sing about
agreed,
it.
yeah.
He didn't say at this age, at this
that's
time,
very true, very
right on
true.
my tombstone. He's just talking about one day,
Yeah.
which is whenever,
Yeah,
it's
that's
probably
very
like
true.
what, 5 years after the song released or something.
It's just weird that he was the first one to pass away.
That is
I guess that's what it was. But
unfortunate.
anyway.
May he rest in peace.
And that too, his solo music is also starting to re-enter the charts. So maybe, unfortunately, in death, he's going to get the recognition he deserves. Because like I was reading so much about it recently about how apparently he was dropped from his label the same day.
Sucks.
His PR team also dropped him. So we'll never really know what happened.
No, we might, right? If there's like a
They're
hearing,
investigating
if
it.
there's an
They're
investigation,
investigating it.
I'm sure they'll let us know. Not us, but they'll let you-
As in us, the
Yeah.
collective,
Yeah.
like world population
Call
will
us up
know.
and they're like, Abdullah, bro,
Yeah.
ye ho gaya hai.
Yeah,
that's not
I guess.
happening.
But may he rest in peace.
The
Speaking of One Direction, continuing that, I guess, Billboard also, like, since August has been releasing this, like, list of, like, the greatest pop stars of the last, like, of the 21st century, in the sense the last 25 years, because we are about to enter 2025, which is kind of mad. And One Direction was on that list at, what was it? Number 22. And, I mean, I don't know. I found the list very controversial.
yeah, so do I. How can One Direction be ahead of Katy Perry?
Yeah, Katy Perry is 25. I feel like that's not giving Katy Perry, and I mean, yes, Katy Perry might have fallen off now in like the early 2020s, but 2008, Katy
She
Perry
was-
dominance.
Last Friday night,
California Girls.
I don't know the names of the others. Hot and Cold.
Hot and Cold.
Bro, I used to run to that song
Yeah.
like anything.
It's a great song.
Like I love Katy Perry very openly. Like, I didn't love Roar and all those as much.
Neither.
Black Horse was,
It was all right.
nice, yeah.
Yeah.
But like her old stuff, that was like my childhood,
Like
dude.
definitely
100%.
like defined the pop culture moment of that time. So 25 doesn't seem to do her justice in my opinion.
Should we do a quick run through
Yeah,
of
let's do it.
25? Yeah.
So 24 is Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Which I find a bit of a travesty. 23 is Bad Bunny. I'm not sure how I feel about that because he's done a lot in the Latin music scene. One Direction is 22. That's all right. I'm fine with that.
But you said he's done a lot in the Latin music scene. This is the Billboard.
So
top
in the
charts,
sense that
right?
now recently, like Latin music, especially like reggaeton and like Afrobeats have really entered mainstream music. He's a big part of that. I mean, I disagree. I mean, I was a big fan of Daddy Yankee. Daddy Yankie's been around since the early 2000s.
I agree.
Daddy Yankee, if anything, should be on this list.
Is he not?
He's not. From what I can see, they haven't released numbers 1 through 7
But
yet.
I doubt Daddy Yankee
Yankee
would
will
be
be
the
1
like
to
top
7.
7, dude.
Yeah,
That's
who
not-
knows? Yeah.
Okay,
so
it's
then
21.
21 is Lil Wayne. 20 is Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars, I can understand.
Fair enough. Yeah, Grenade.
BTS is 19, which I find is a bit too high.
Agreed.
They should be on the list for sure because K-pop has like dominated.
But maybe like a 23 or something, Not a
Maybe.
19.
Not a 19.
Especially when
How-
the 18 is...
And especially when, hang on, we'll get to 18, which is fine. I disagree with this 100%. Only because One Direction paved the way for K-pop. Boy bands. In
For
the
boy
sense-
bands, not for K-pop.
Not for K-pop, but for boy bands to like have their moment.
No,
One
but they've-
Direction is basically...
No, but there have also been so many boy bands before One Direction.
No, but like I'm talking about before 2000 to 2010, there wasn't one. Backstreet Boys was gone.
But it's
NSYNC
not
was
like
gone.
they never existed before.
No, but
They
they bought back boy bands.
I guess, yeah.
So like K-pop is mostly like girl bands and boy bands. It's not really solo. People have gone solo now.
But that's
So,
after they get the recognition from the...
So you know what I mean? I feel like BTS and One Direction should be around the same level, but like I don't know. So
Oh yeah, I just realized One Direction is beneath BTS.
yes, you see what I mean? That
yeah,
makes
that's
no
a bit
sense
wild.
to me.
Yeah, that is.
Anyway,
Number 18.
The Weeknd. How can The Weeknd be number 18? He needs to be like close to the top 10.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not surprised at The Weeknd being 18 when Shakira is 17.
I don't get Shakira being on this list.
Are you out of your mind?
I love Shakira. No, I love Shakira. Whenever, wherever, waka waka, hips don't lie. You name it. But I don't understand why 17. I would have put her like 20. If Katy Perry is 25, Shakira
How
makes no sense.
How can you compare Shakira to Katy Perry?
Okay, hang on. Number 15. Okay, if anything, then that means Shakira should be higher than 16 and 15. Thoughts? So number 16 is Jay-Z. Number 15 is Miley Cyrus.
Jay-Z is 16 because of Straight Up.
Perhaps.
Ilulu. Okay.
No. Hava, Empire State of Mind were great songs. But were they defining of the 25 years? I don't think so.
Yeah, and is he 16 above everyone? I don't think so.
I don't know. We need to figure out actually how they've ranked this. If they're going numbers-wise, maybe that makes sense. But
it doesn't seem like it's numbers-wise.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't seem like it. Number 15 is Miley Cyrus. She came in like a wrecking ball, I guess.
Yeah, very good.
Then you have 14.
Justin Timberlake. This was a hot take because he's in hot water these days. I find it interesting that post his, he apparently got arrested for a DUI. Britney's redemption arc, people have finally recognized him as being... He basically portrayed himself as being, oh my God, all this happened to me, Britney did me wrong. And people gave Britney a lot of hell for it. I don't know if you remember, but in 2000s, she shaved her hair. There was a whole fiasco.
And she blamed him?
No. She basically, they broke up. His entire first album was about her infidelity against him. He basically built his back off of crapping on her. To a certain degree. So now since she's free now from her parents, she's written a book. Everybody's sort of realized, hang on, benefit of hindsight. Hang on, a clap is made with two hands. It wasn't just her. He had a part to play too, and he's not as innocent as he's made himself out to be.
Fair enough.
This has all happened since before they started publishing this list. His music, I'll be honest, I was a fan of. His old stuff.
I just know that's Umbring and Sex. That's the only one.
Fair, right? So, that album, all we heard...
Mirrors as well, right?
Mirrors was a great song.
Okay, yeah.
He's definitely up there, but is he the first 25 years, defining pop culture? That I don't agree with.
Agreed. Number 13 is Nicki Minaj. Fair enough. I really see her on this list. She's done a lot.
Female rapper, changed the game, had her own aesthetic, love that. I don't know if I'm... How can Eminem be number 12? I don't understand.
I'll tell you one thing though. Eminem is number 12, which does not seem fair, but you have to understand that's almost top 10.
Fair.
And think about Usher being right above him at 11.
That I don't get either.
100%. Usher was, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Usher was bro, you had so many Usher songs.
I officially retract that statement.
Yeah. Usher was huge back then. He's nothing now. Not nothing.
He performed the Super Bowl 2 years ago,
I think. We play his music as well at 89. But he's nothing like what he used to be back then. He was iconic back then.
That is very true, yeah.
His
2000s
style, everything,
was his thing.
Usher was it. So DJ got us falling in love. Dude, Usher was insane back then.
I apologize, Usher. I take that back. Number 10. Here we go.
We enter the top 10 formally.
Adele at number 10.
Fair enough.
I love Adele.
Fire to the Rain. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I want it to be higher because I don't know. But I understand why she's number 10.
But she's in the top 10.
Yeah, she's on the top 10.
And I'm happy about that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Number 9 is Ariana Grande.
Not at all. She should have not even been in the top 25. I cannot stand her. But that is a personal opinion, and everyone disagrees with me. So
I'm with you. Okay, I like a couple of her songs, but defining the 25 years, I don't think
100%.
So. This one I could stand by. I am not a fan of this artist, but I can understand why he is number 8.
I think he should have been at least number 5.
Fair. Okay.
I would have thought he should be 5.
Artist in question is Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I think Bieber was huge for a long time, from his baby era to the boyfriend era. I remember the first time I saw it was one of those Nokia E75s, and my sister was showing me the video of baby on that. I was like, who's this little kid? Because I was the same looking, a little who is this?
Yeah.
So to see,
did you have the same Bieber cut that every guy had in 2012?
No, not really. I think that first cut I did have initially, but after that Bieber started going a bit stylish, and I never grew with the style he did. I was
never a believer myself. I liked a couple of songs. One Less Lonely Girl was a great song. But I can understand why he's on this
I'm
list.
more of a Bieber fan now with his music with the Kid Laroi and stuff. I really liked that.
And
side of
Sorry.
him.
What he did with the Skrillex?
I did not like. Sorry.
Really? I did.
I think maybe it was overplayed, so I disliked it.
That's fair. That is fair. Okay.
Okay, yeah, but back to the box office now. So
hang on. They'll be announcing number 7 through 1 probably next week. So that's something we can talk about.
Are they doing 7 at a time?
Yeah, apparently.
7:25. My math isn't good.
My math is not good.
Yeah.
Maybe they're doing 5 at a time. I'm not sure. Maybe they're doing it every day.
I think they're doing 3 or 7 at a time.
But
One
let
of
us
them.
know who you think should be top 3. I know I have an opinion.
Okay, let's quickly run
quickly.
through who do you think top 3
who
should
I think I'm not sure who it should be because I don't know what the barometer is for measuring this, but who I think will be top 3 according to Billboard has to be somewhere between Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and Drake.
Okay, so I would stand with her on that. My only thing is I don't believe, again, come at me with all of this, Beyonce should be in the top 3.
Okay, there I disagree.
Numbers
she should be top
wise,
5.
top 5, yeah.
Numbers wise?
No, I think she should be in the top 5, but I don't think any of Beyonce's songs apart from like Halo or anything have hit like
If I Were a Boy, Single Ladies.
Yeah, okay, Single Ladies and Halo, right?
Drunken
Two
Love.
big songs. No, I'm saying compare those to Drake's. You have Hotline Bling. You have a lot of his OG songs, and then you have Taylor Swift again, she's
had
bigger,
hit after
right?
hit. Every album
but
she's had a
her
hit.
biggest songs like Love Story, anyone, anywhere in the world will know it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I don't think Beyonce is at the level of those two. She's
Crazy in Love.
huge.
People know. Yeah, it's
Still
crazy
not
right
big
now.
enough.
No, come
I don't
on.
think. Maybe she's number 3.
I think
Maybe
so.
she's number
I agree.
3.
I don't think she's going to be
Number
top 2.
2 is Drake.
Either
and-
Drake or Taylor Swift.
And let's just mention one thing. Kendrick was mentioned in the honorable mentions,
That, for
which
me-
means he's not there. So what if Drake isn't even there either? I feel like
Dua
they might
Lipa
not.
was honorary also, but in the sense that it's fair that they came about in the mid 2010s, right? So that's when they're sort of
Like I love J.
hit
Cole,
big.
but I would never expect him to be on this list
No.
because he's not that influential in terms of his,
yeah,
uh,
yeah. I don't think
pop
so.
culture or pop
Yeah.
Music influence. Okay, next we have
Anyway,
the box office.
Let's go for the box office and more pop culture, like pop defining people of the first 21st.
Is it 25th century? 21st?
We're in the 21st
Yeah,
century,
sorry,
but
sorry.
we're going into 2025.
Yeah.
So Chris Nolan, of course, hella
Yeah.
influential.
Again, what we are going to say is all rumors, but Christopher Nolan is rumored to be making apparently The Dark Knight 4. He's been rumored to be making a James Bond movie, all again speculative. But the one rumor that seems to be true and everyone seems to be feeling, all the websites, everyone is thinking this is credible, is the fact that he is now making a 1920s set period film with Matt Damon and starring Tom Holland. Now, what's really interesting about this is usually Christopher Nolan will make like Oppenheimer, Interstellar.
He makes very very thought-provoking
and very
films.
interesting films, with like, so this is set to be a horror film, which
Yeah,
is
that's
first
very
time,
different.
which I'm so excited. I love horror movies. Like
I don't.
I love them. Okay,
stand.
I love them with all my soul. So to see Nolan
I'm a
make a horror
chicken.
movie, imagine
I can't imagine.
Hans Zimmer with an
That-
orchestral
ooh.
horror movie.
Oh,
Score!
that could be really good.
It would be so good.
It could be like that horror, like noir type, and not necessarily like jump scare horror.
So
you
I
know what
don't think
mean?
it will be, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly
Doesn't
why.
seem Nolan's style.
It doesn't seem a style, and also the last little detail that I've left out, it's a vampire story.
I don't understand
So-
how you mishmash like so many different genres.
It's a 1920s horror film about vampires starring, if you
Matt Damon and Tom Holland.
that's what I'm saying, they look vampire-y to me. Like, Tom Holland is a bit pale. I love you, Tom. I love
We love
Spider-Man. Speaking of Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
so 1 second. If these rumors are correct about this film, it will be released on 17 July 2026. So there's a long time to wait. But if it's true, I cannot wait. Please.
In the same way, Tom Holland finally confirmed that Spider-Man 4 will begin filming next summer, which means it'll also probably come out in 2026.
Hurry up, guys.
Yeah, honestly. He's saying that's going to be very exciting and very different. I read last week also that he and Zendaya had read the script, and initially they said that they didn't like it. So, needed to work through, but apparently it's been sorted out. and they've confirmed it's going to start filming next summer.
Yeah, bichara Tom Holland, when's he going to relax? If he's shooting both of these and he stars in
Busy
both,
bro.
technically.
He's a busy bro, yeah.
Or maybe it's just now with Spider-Man, so much of it is just CGI. He doesn't really need to be there.
Who knows?
He does a couple of things, the rest is all just animated.
Especially with the mask on, right? We don't know if it's a stunt double or him. Though he said he's done most of the
He
stunts.
does do them
Yeah,
often.
I've seen those. I trust
But
him.
maybe that's not when he was busy with the Christopher Nolan film.
Fair.
That's also possible.
Fair.
Let's find out.
But good on him. What a dream career he's managing to forge. Marvel and Christopher Nolan.
Dude, that's
Lucky.
like my dream combo. I love Spider-Man and I love Nolan. Like, he's living my life. You know?
And speaking of, let's continue with the Marvel news. This one I was really sad about. So Marvel officially announced, I think yesterday before, that they removed Blade from their release calendar. It was supposed to start Mahershala Ali, who I was really excited to see his Blade because he's, in my opinion, underrated. And they announced it way back in 2019. Full pomp and circumstance. They even teased him. He had a cameo in Eternals, like with the voice and everything. So now basically the director left, Basim Tariq, who I was really excited because it was a predominantly Muslim cast and crew, which I found really interesting because Blade is a vampire movie also. It's like a very, yeah.
Is Blade? I've never watched
He's a
Blade. I have
vampire
no idea.
hunter.
So he's the guy that like wears like...
Yes. Wesley Snipes has already done.
Yeah,
Funny
so that's
enough,
how I know him.
in Deadpool and Wolverine, Wesley Snipes said there's only going to be one Blade. What did they know? Because...
Oh, that is so real,
Yeah.
dude. Because I remember he was like, there's only one Blade. And I was like, but that's a crazy foreshadow. But see, I think that's what Deadpool and Wolverine does. Like films like that, they just drop that little subtle hint
yeah,
in.
like why was Thor crying, you know? Did you ever watch Deadpool?
Which
Wolverine?
one?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, I watched that.
Do you remember the part where they show like Thor crying and everybody's like, why is he crying? We'll never know. I guess we'll find out. Maybe they're foreshadowing
I
something.
hope he's okay. Is this part of the Illuminati?
I don't know.
Okay, next we have...
Next up, in more Marvel news, lots of movie news this week. Tom Hardy's Venom: The Last Dance is coming out, I think this weekend in Pakistan also. I'm not sure.
So it's supposed to release tomorrow, October 25th.
Apparently. I mean, it premiered last night in the US. I don't know if it's premiering at the same time here, but did you ever watch? Have you seen both Venoms?
So I am the type of person, the only Venom I know of is Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire.
So you never watched the Tom Hardy one?
Nope. But I love Tom Hardy.
We should watch it.
I really feel I should, but I heard the second one was
Don't watch
absolute...
the second one. Don't.
Yeah.
I watched it on 2x speed. Trust.
Yeah, I heard it was horrible.
But the reviews are that it's actually really entertaining. It's the most entertaining out of all three. And the first one was entertaining. And funny enough, Tom Hardy helped write the story. So good on you, Tom Hardy.
Maybe that's what happened. He just felt like the second one was so bland. He was like, okay,
I will
only do the third one if I have the ability to
Yeah.
write it. Which I respect with an actor of his stature. If you feel like, okay, I will only be associated with this brand if I'm able to control the
Yeah.
story. I think that's so fair.
Because he said from the beginning he loved the character. He was very excited to play Venom. And
Dude,
in my
he's
opinion,
just-
he did such a good job as Venom.
He's just amazing.
He's
I
amazing.
don't think Tom Hardy can ever go wrong in life.
And speaking of who can never go wrong, Ridley Scott has finally returned with this long anticipated sequel of The Gladiator. Gladiator 2, first reaction is in. People are saying like Ridley Scott has proved to the world that he's still got it, which is great because in my opinion, I'm a big fan of Alien. My last favorite movie from Ridley Scott was Prometheus. Loved it. Absolutely terrifying, but I loved it. I didn't like The Martian that much. I didn't really like Napoleon either. So I've been waiting for Ridley Scott's comeback because the man is an absolute legend. And he's apparently proved that he still got it. I'm so excited to see it. I love the first Gladiator also. People said that the cast was amazing. Denzel Washington knocked it out of the park. And that apparently it's going to go down in cinematic history. That it doesn't just surpass the original. It's like it tops like all-timer sequels like The Godfather Part 2, The Dark Knight, which is kind of mad. And that Ridley Scott does not hold back in this movie.
Wait, but he didn't do The Dark Knight?
He did not. He didn't do The Godfather Part 2 either.
They're saying...
So like, you know how they always say the sequels never do
Yeah.
as well as the original? But like The Dark Knight proved them wrong because The Dark Knight was even better than Batman Begins. And then apparently I haven't seen The Godfather Part 2.
So they're saying
That he is,
Gladiator 2 is going to beat Gladiator 1 in terms of
like the fact that it is proven that this is the best of all sequels. Apparently. I haven't seen it yet. I want to watch it.
that's a very bold claim to
Yeah.
make, you know, especially with stuff like the Joker sequel coming out and people calling it a film for nobody.
Yeah, but
Time, I still remember. But, so it's very interesting to see something so drastic come out where people are like, this is it. So I'm very interested to see this, but I'm going to be very frank and say I've not even watched Gladiator
should
1.
watch the first one.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
need to
reason
watch.
why people say it's like a movie. Like if you're like, it's a movie you have to watch from the 2000s.
I think I just don't like period films. And that's,
I'm not a fan either.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, I can't even think of one off the top of my head that I really loved necessarily,
Gladiator.
So I was going on about my top 10 favorite films, but I've been given a signal from the producer to wrap it up. So we shall.
Was it producer or was it Ilulu? We'll never know.
We'll
never know. But thank you for tuning in to this week's Pop News HQ, and we hope to be back next week with the latest, best, hottest, more adjectives,
Entertaining
entertaining news next week. See you guys. Bye-bye.